Welcome to Gutter Trash episode 370, Oblivion Song by Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo De Felici. My name is Eric.
I am Jason.
Hi.
What's up?
Not much. I just said an Italian name.
Yeah, you did. You said it well.
Thank you.
It sounded like you had researched that.
Nope.
But I don't believe you have. But it sounded like you have.
Why would I ever start doing something like that?
Like researching, yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah. How's it going?
It's going well.
It's good to hear.
Well.
It's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't complain, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Oh, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
C plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's much better than the, C minus.
Sure.
I'm just giddy. I'm giddy to talk about this weird thing.
Okay.
Here,
All
this
right.
book.
Well, then let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's get into this.
Yeah. So I think you mentioned last time this is kind of a strange occurrence for us. I think it maybe has happened to one other time.
Maybe one other time. Sort of. Yeah. I think our second episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like way. I just remember it was way back.
Oh
way
yeah.
back.
But I think by the time we actually read it and put it up and all that, it was already long published.
Okay.
But yeah. So this is an advanced copy of this book that we're reading.
And before you make the mistake of thinking we're actual reviewers that get our hands on things ahead of time because people listen and respect us.
Right.
Don't think that.
No, yeah, no. That would be incorrect.
No, we just stole this from a comic shop.
It would be nice.
Oh, that would be cool, wouldn't it?
I would. You know what? Actually, this is the third time this has happened.
Oh, yeah, we've had another advanced copy.
Yeah, so the first time I believe was The Shiniest Jewel, which was a book that, before we even started podcasting, was something that, just somehow kind of fell into my lap. It's like, hey, do you want to read this? And review it. And then, shortly thereafter, you and I started doing this thing, and then I picked it for my pick.
Okay.
And then the second time was, I want to say it's called Hereville?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And that was quite a while ago as well.
Yeah.
But this is something that you got at the comic store.
Yeah, I work my side gig other than this podcast. Just to have some extra money.
Right, yeah.
I work at
You just got to get out of the house every once in a while.
Yeah, because we do this indoors and
Right.
As everyone knows, comic shop employees spend lots of time outside.
Sure. They're an active bunch.
Active folk. So, yeah, our store got this advanced edition, not for resale, trade paperback of Oblivion Song, which there's only one issue out so far.
Yep.
And I think we actually got this right before the first issue came out.
I feel like you guys got it months before.
Yeah, I think we've only had it about a month.
Okay. The inside information says basically that you were supposed to have gotten this in October.
Oh.
But I think you got this in January.
Yeah, it feels like about a month ago. But yeah, this is an Image Skybound thing by, Robert Kirkman's line of books here.
Yeah, he's famous for Invincible.
And Brit, is it?
Yep,
Brit.
Brit's the other big one.
Yeah.
Wolfman, I guess.
Super Dinosaur, was that him?
Super Dinosaur is another book that he did.
I feel like there was something else, but...
I think you're thinking of his Marvel stuff.
Yeah, oh, yeah, he did.
Marvel Team Up.
Right.
And Destroyer,
that was it. The Marvel
that
Max.
was a great book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else he's done.
Yeah, that might be it, but...
Yeah.
But anyway.
But, he's working.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Yeah,
right?
he might not be a remembered name,
right.
or he might have to, do some laundry or, bust some
probably,
tables or whatever.
Probably would have to work at a comic book store.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Or do a podcast.
Right?
Heavens forbid. To make ends meet. The poor guy.
Yeah.
But no, he's a famous writer at Image, and he recently ended, I believe, his longest running comic.
Yeah.
Invincible. Or is The Walking Dead longer? I don't remember.
I think Walking Dead started after Invincible, but I think there's more issues
Walking
Dead
okay.
than there are Invincible.
Well, he just ended Invincible.
Yes.
Which is easily his best long-running comic series.
I'd agree.
And since he is no longer doing that, he has all kinds of free time.
Sure.
So he co-created this new series, Oblivion Song.
Yeah. And so you got in this. It's essentially a trade paperback.
Yeah. It's the first 4 issues.
Is it the first 4?
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't tell. I know the first 4 covers are reprinted.
Yeah, there's no like chapter break kind of, or like,
all,
yeah,
which was a little annoying. But
I actually like that more.
I mean, it was fine, but like, I can't read it all in one chunk, so like it was hard to find like a.
I read it all in one chunk.
Yeah, well, good for you and your luxurious lifestyle.
Well, my main gig is working at a podcast, so it allows me a lot of free time because we get paid so much to do so little that I have a lot of free time.
Yeah. Well, then why do I have 3 jobs?
Well, it was the way we both negotiated the contracts.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
You need to renegotiate. Yeah. Hey, but you got the best parking spot. I have to park all the way out front.
That's true.
You get right by the door here.
That is also true. Yeah. All right, I guess I won't call my lawyer after the show then.
You win, sir. Parking is everything. Location, location, location.
Yes. But no, like, I couldn't read this all in one chunk, and so like it just got to a point where I was like, I don't know where to stop. Like I need a cover to like tell me to like end here for now.
Right. This is a safe spot.
Yes.
I mean, you could kind of tell because like I figured out where the chapter breaks were.
Yeah.
Like there's usually a splash page or like a cliffhanger-ish thing.
Right. But yeah, I wasn't for sure because it's also on the back. Like it lists, the printing schedule for like the first 6 issues. So, like I guess, and also just like the length of it feels like it was 6 issues and not just 4.
It's hardy. Yeah,
it's very hardy.
Yeah.
It could just be the paper stock. I don't know.
Oh God, I love the paper stock.
I do and I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love the actual stock of the paper and the feel of it and the weight of it.
It's kind of got a printy, like a newsprinty kind of thing.
It's matte,
Yeah.
for sure.
And I'm gonna bet it's not gonna be that way.
I don't think the actual comics are. And
Oh yeah, I never thought to look at the first issue. So,
you still have them?
yeah,
Okay.
I'll look tomorrow.
So not sold out. So Robert Kirkman losing his touch.
Well, we did sell out and we reordered. We got more in. Yeah.
Fine. But I looked online at like Comixology, and so my main gripe, which probably has nothing to do with the book itself, but just this
This edition.
It
was overpriced.
Nobody else is ever going to see.
It's overpriced.
Well, but like nobody but like retailers will ever see this thing, and I'm sure the comics are probably printed on the glossy paper that everything else is printed on these days. The coloring, I believe, is made for that.
Oh yeah,
and not for what we read.
I could see that because it's got a lot of bright colors that don't shine on this paper.
Well, that everything's muddy. Like, I would say, for the most part, my biggest gripe while reading this edition of this book is that I couldn't tell what was going on, I would say 70% of the time.
Huh, okay.
I couldn't tell characters, I couldn't see detail, And, I mean, admittedly, my eyesight is going.
And you read it in a dark room.
And, well, yeah, all the lights are off.
Yeah.
Why should I hurt my eyes?
Yeah, I'm flipping through it. Like, I see what you're saying, but I love that paper stuff.
But I love the feel of it. I just wish that the colors were made for this particular type of paper.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like, because there's definitely scenes and things that...
Oh, all you have to do is look online, and I did that. I like saw a preview and compared it to what was here.
And it's way different.
And it's so much brighter and so clear, and all the detail is there.
So you're saying, like, people that are basing their orders off this might not be that impressed with it?
I mean, I would assume that most retailers would be able to figure out that this is not how it's actually going to get printed.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Maybe. Who knows?
But for me, not having to base any orders off of anything, like I'm just got lucky and got to casually read this book.
Right.
Like before everybody else. Yeah. So for me, like if I thought that the book was going to be printed like that, I'd be like, yeah, no thank you. But I know that it's not.
Right.
But while I was reading it, it was an issue.
Right. Yeah. I see what you're saying. It didn't bother me at all because I actually read it. Like, so we have this room, like it's basically our hangout room at the house that's got insanely bright lights. Like it's like basically fluorescent overhead lights, like office style. So it kind of like spotlights everything. And I was sitting there under that light reading this. So it like literally was zero much of an issue for me.
I don't need to hear about your luxurious house.
and halfway through, my manservant came in and he was like, "Do you need more light, sir?" And I was like, "No, just more grapes with no stems and a shot of Shiraz." And so, like, that's how I read the book under my fluorescent light. I almost dropped it in the hot tub once too when I was reading it, but I held on pretty well.
That's good. Well, I had already read it, so it wouldn't have bothered me.
Right, that's true.
But when you illegally sell this on eBay afterwards, that would have caused some issues.
Which someone has done already. I actually looked it up out of curiosity, and it sold for $81.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I certainly am not going to sell this, but and neither is the store I work for. But if you're looking for a copy, you maybe look next week, and maybe someone who isn't me or isn't the store might have one for sale on there. Who knows?
All right. Say no more, please.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think I would even try to resell it because that just seems kind of, like we'll probably pass it around and let people read it.
Do that. Maybe do it as a giveaway for some sort of contest or anything like that.
That'd be cool. Yeah. That'd be cool. And then they can sell it on eBay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's out of your hands.
Mm-hmm.
They can make $80.
Right. But anyway, I guess we should talk about this thing.
Yeah, we probably should. Like, so I already mentioned the one major issue that I had.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about some other stuff about this thing.
Yeah. Oblivion Song.
I guess we should probably talk about the concept of it.
Yeah. Like, it's a pretty high concept.
It is. So I will say this right off the bat. Because I read this pretty much immediately, or started reading it pretty much immediately after our last episode, which was Animosity, and found some weird parallels between the two.
Sure. Yeah, I can kind of see that.
But I'll just go ahead and spoil right off the bat. Much more successful in Oblivion Song than in Animosity.
Yes. So yeah, should we warn ahead of time, since this book is not out, that this probably will be a spoiler? I mean, I
think we can mostly avoid spoilers.
I don't know if we can. I thought about that earlier, and I was like, it'll be kind of hard to talk about something that the first fourth of it is available.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, okay, so fair warning, there might be some spoilers.
Yeah. I'm not going to go on my way to spoil the ending of it, but I have read,
you've read into the future.
75% past what is out there. So
exactly. Yeah. And, probably by the time this episode, drops, it will be, I think issue 2 would probably be out by then.
Yeah, most likely.
So we've read a half more of it than everybody else.
So yeah, spoilers may ensue.
Yeah.
But we'll start off here. The next little bit will be a spoiler-free zone, so we can tell you the concept.
Yeah.
So if you just want to know the concept without hearing the specifics.
And they explain it pretty much
right off the bat. Oh yeah, they drop you in, which is great.
Yeah. So the basic premise is that 10 years ago in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Where the roots are from.
Huh?
Where the roots are from, I believe.
Okay. All I know is it's always sunny there.
It's true.
And Rocky is also there.
Rocky?
Yeah.
The squirrel?
Yeah.
Wow.
They've got that big statue of him?
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
So 10 years ago in Philadelphia, there was some sort of weird cataclysm type event that happened.
Yes, the transference.
Yes. And so basically, I don't think they ever specified just how much, but a giant chunk of the city basically just disappeared and was replaced with some sort of alien wasteland.
Yes. Yeah. Which in some cities it would be an improvement.
Sure.
But apparently
certain parts. I think Dayton could probably use an alien wasteland.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Because I think they did say how many city blocks at one point, but yeah, it was a large area of the city was just disappeared, and
basically thousands of people just disappeared off of the face of the planet.
Right.
So eventually the government kind of figures out what's happening and figures out that they can actually sort of transport between both worlds.
Right.
And they start sending teams of soldiers into basically they figured out that just two worlds just sort of switched.
We're vibrating at different frequencies, and if they vibrate all the molecules, because whatever was left over here was vibrating differently.
Yeah.
And so they matched that, and they could send people across to the other dimension or whatever.
Right, yeah, dimension. Yeah, let's say that. And that's where all the people who disappeared are.
Yeah.
And so they send a bunch of soldiers in to basically free as many people as they can and bring them back to our world. And where this story picks up is we are meeting Nathan Cole, who is now the only person who
still goes over.
Still travels to the other dimension, still attempting to save people and bring them back to our world. And
because the government's kind of given up on it because they were less successful at each diminishing returns for each mission. So even Nathan hasn't found anybody lately, but he's as the book opens, he's found some more people.
Yeah. And, we also eventually learn that, he's got some ulterior motives in his continuing mission.
Right. Yeah, people aren't... Yeah, they're not so sure that he isn't only doing this for some sort of personal...
Altruism, and so, as far as high concepts go, it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah. I've long never been too much of a sci-fi fan, but it's I'm always willing as long as characters are relatable and well written.
Oh yeah,
well rounded. In addition to crazy plot things that are happening.
Sure.
And I'd say this kind of succeeds.
Yeah. Oh, totally. There's there's really cool monsters in this other, or aliens. I guess they're not necessarily monsters. We're monsters,
sure.
But in this other dimension, there's these strange creatures. Some of them are bird-like, and some of them are giant, kind of,
Cloverfield monsters.
Yeah, exactly. Just roaming around.
Yeah.
And one thing that's like really cool right off the bat is Nathan is very adamant about not harming these creatures, even though they're like chasing the humans down as food.
Yeah.
He's like, well, this is where they live. This is what they do. And he's like, I just want to save the humans. I don't want to kill everyone that lives in this. He's like, these are, you know, just the creatures that live here. Yeah. We're the invaders here.
Yeah. Which, yeah, it's a nice, personality trait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, and there is, you know, a lot of character development that happens, and it all mostly takes place like on our world.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
Like just sort of the behind the scenes stuff of you know, his organization, and just the character interactions and drama, and just all the like bureaucratic stuff that he's got to put up with. And
yeah, because Nathan's girlfriend Heather she works for the government, and her boss is really against what Nathan is still doing, and she's kind of like stuck between, you know, both of those, and and there's a really one of my favorite characters in the book is Duncan.
I really like Duncan,
and he's a scientist that works with Nathan, who is someone that I don't know if Nathan brought him back or somebody brought him back from the other dimension. He was
trapped there for a while.
Yeah, for years or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he has like PTSD from being in this crazy fucked up dimension.
Right.
And he is also, you know, working as a scientist to try to figure out, you know, what they can do and to stop it. He's a really cool character. I like him a lot.
I really liked him.
And then maybe some spoilers from here on out.
Maybe, yeah. I would like to try not to as much as possible, but you know, it is going to be really difficult.
Right.
But you know,
I think it's fine. Spoilers. We can. I mean, we're not okay. So there may be more spoilers.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, so Nathan is he hasn't given up on any of these people, whereas a lot of people, and especially the government, have.
Right.
They've basically written them off like, well, you know, we're not finding them. You know, they're either gone or they're dead, or you know, like we just can't seem to find them. And they've even kind of erected this wall. It's like the Vietnam War Memorial, where there's just, you know, thousands of names on the wall, and every time he brings a person back, he sneaks over and like scratches off the name.
Right.
And a lot of people are upset by that because then they see, you know, their loved one's name is not scratched off, and they are, you know, they're like hoping that their loved ones will be brought back, and the government's pissed because they're like, you know, you're giving these people false hope, and but Nathan's like, you know, it's not false because, you know, they're out there, and like it's really cool that it has that dynamic, because it's not just like everyone's on the same side trying to do this or whatever. It's like, you know, even his own people are kind of trying to stop him, and he's kind of like this lone soldier that still, you know, thinks it's worth doing. Yeah. And we come to find out that perhaps he is right.
Right. So there's a couple that he rescues, like in the opening pages of this book. You know, they clearly are freaked out about what's happening, and you know, and the way it's presented, like we, the reader, don't know what's happening either.
Oh,
we
not
just
at
know
all.
that they're being chased by this dude in a cloak and a mask,
right,
and then shot.
Yeah, and then they disappear.
Right.
And you're like, wow, he just destroyed these creatures.
Right. So basically, like, yeah, he's been rescuing people, and these people, like when they wake up, you know, in our world again, like they realize, you know, what's been happening, and you know, basically he's, I would say, very much a nod to like I Am Legend.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Basically, he's been portrayed as sort of a boogeyman in that other dimension,
the hooded one or whatever they call him, something like that.
And they're like trying to figure out Well, they tell him that there's actually like a colony of people who are still over there, like hundreds of people, and that like they've always been wondering about like who this hooded man is that keeps coming over and like killing people, and he's actually just trying to save them.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not killing them, I'm sending them back to their dimension.
And so he finds out that like there is like a massive colony of people who have been living there for a decade, like on the outskirts of the city, which just gives him more encouragement to want to go back over and find these people. And we get to meet like a couple of these people on the other side who, under the impression that he's just like some sort of maniac monster, like are trying to like capture him and possibly kill him. And
they find out he's actually a human.
Right.
And perhaps knows one of them.
Yeah. And so like towards the end of the story, like, there is like a massive section of this book that just takes place like on the other dimension.
Yeah.
Where he does, spoiler, meet up with like these people and like is trying to like convince them that he's not bad, like he is like genuinely just trying to help people.
He's there to help. Yeah,
right. And maybe they're just not so open to that.
Yeah, which I thought was a really great concept, that there would be, I mean, obviously there are people in this world that just want to escape it so badly through drugs or whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of people over here that are like, this is so much better. Like, all the people that hate me or that I owe money to are nowhere near. And like, this is great. Like, we're fuck ups on Earth, but in this dimension, all we have to do is survive, and that's like more of our speed. Right.
I mean, there's a character that like, he basically makes that argument. Like, he was just an asshole fuck up who like just ruined people's lives and ruined his own life, on Earth. And, then after like this event, like he's
almost like a leader.
Right.
He's at least got a purpose.
Right. But also like he's free of like all those attachments and free of like, those things that like were bringing him down and causing him to just be harmful to be around and be toxic.
Right.
He's a clean slate, and he gets to start over and do.
He's like, I don't want to go back.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what? Kind of appealing.
Right.
Like if that situation were to happen for real, like I might be like of that similar mindset. Right. Other than the fact that I would probably immediately die.
Yeah.
Because I have zero survival skills.
You don't want to like jump over fences and hide from monsters and.
I mean, if I'd have to, but I would definitely get caught.
Yeah.
Pretty much right off the bat. I would be monster food. Or I would be the guy that, they're like, well, he's just slowing us down, kill him.
Right. Yeah. Maybe be the IT guy.
It's possible. They have no technology.
Right. Well, that's why they need you, though. Once they do.
I don't know anything about technology. Just because I'm operating this doesn't mean I know how it works.
You can't tell them that. That's your ace in the hole.
But I'm also brutally honest. Like, I'm just a failure at all of this. I would not survive in the Oblivion.
Oh, that's another thing that we haven't really. There's a couple of things that I love, like other concepts. There's this whole museum on our Earth of the transference. So it has like apparently this creature came over when our dimensions switched spots here.
Yeah.
So there was like this kind of like, what would you call it? Like what kaiju or whatever. This like giant monster, and they had to kill it and put it in this museum.
Right.
And it's like, bigger.
Well, they didn't have to put it in the museum.
Well, they did kill it. But it's huge. I mean, it makes like a dinosaur look small.
Yeah, and it's like if Godzilla was like a tusked slug.
Yeah. And so it's in the museum, and there's like all these like videos. It's like they kind of walk you through this museum in what I guess is the second issue of the comic.
Yeah.
And it gives you a lot of exposition. And,
for sure. I think it is very exposition-y, but it's also done in a way that it really builds up the world.
Yeah, it's done really believably well, and not like not like a 50s sci-fi movie where all of a sudden a character just unloads
Right.
and like tells you everything. It's like, these people who have been trapped in the other dimension are walking through the museum here on Earth after they've been saved and, returned. And they're like just seeing, what'll happen and our perspective of it. And it's kind of cool that, we're given those two characters right off the bat who are like us, who are in the dark, and things are explained to them in a way that doesn't seem, weirdly preachy in a book that, usually everybody else would know what's happening.
Sure.
So it's really cool that it was done that way.
Yeah, and in a lesser written book, it'd be like, hey, everybody, I know that you all know this, but anyway, here's the story.
Yeah, right, yeah, that happens a lot. So that was really cool. And then there's another character that I guess I wanted to talk about who I really like is Keith, I think his name is. He's the guy.
I don't know him off the bat.
The killer Keith, I think they call him.
Oh, okay, like the homeless dude
in the other dimension.
The other dimension, yeah.
So he seems like, he's like just trying to survive, and he's like shooting at the monsters and everything, and he's a little crazy.
Yeah.
And he like, he can see, like he claims that his family was killed by these creatures called the Faceless Ones.
Yep.
And the other people on this other dimension have never seen this thing, and they just think that he's crazy and he's killed his own family, and perhaps that's true. We don't know.
Sure.
But that guy is really interesting too. He's especially some of the things he sees, like that we're privy to that only he sees.
Right.
There's some fucked up stuff happen. Things going on in this other dimension.
Yeah.
So he's got this whole other like little level of, intrigue around him that no one else does.
Right. So that actually does kind of bring me up to maybe something kind of negative.
No.
I wouldn't say it's entirely negative, but I did get a feeling throughout it, especially with the people that we wind up meeting that are in the other dimension, the survivors. There are a lot of things that just felt like, hey, Walking Dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like Keith, I felt definitely was like, similar to a character in The Walking Dead. I believe Dwayne was that guy's name.
Yeah, okay.
Long after you stopped reading.
I didn't recognize anything.
Yeah. I think even long after you stopped watching the TV show as well. But yeah, there's a lot of the survivor camp that reminds me of Walking Dead characters somewhat. And
is it like archetypally so, or just like personality wise, or
personality and archetypal?
Okay.
Like there's a character that definitely reminds me of Michonne, and a Rick, and
right,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that to some extent. I mean, but if you think about
a Shane a little bit,
right?
Yeah.
It's hard though, like when you have the same writer.
Yeah, I get it.
It's like if you watch, 10 Alfred Hitchcock movies. There's probably like 10
he shows
characters
up in all of them.
Yeah, he's in all. I know. He's the Stan Lee of the 40s. But he always has the same characters. I mean, there's like the crazy guy. There's the paranoid guy or whatever. And,
I get it. Like I've always had this issue with like Warren Ellis, where, and unfortunately with him, it's usually the main character of every single one of his stories.
Right.
But there's definitely a trope. It's like, oh, this is a character who dresses all in black, smokes cigarettes, and really hates the world. And it's like the main character of every single Warren Ellis story.
Yeah. I mean, I think the writers kind of have certain characters they like to revisit and re-examine from other perspectives by placing them in different stories and giving them different names, but they're the same character.
And like I said, it's not a huge thing. It was just something that kind of bothered me a little bit.
Well, what I was thinking, like I did have that same feeling that part of this does remind you of Walking Dead, because obviously, Kirkman wrote it, and it's, there's like this guy who's trying to like marshal this new reality and to like, wrangle it in.
Right.
And then, there's some concepts that remind me of that. But I started to wonder, I wonder if at some point during the writing of Walking Dead, he like just had a moment where he was like, man, this went like in a totally different direction from, from certain A and B and C starting points, and I kind of wonder what I would have done if like I would have went a different direction with this survival story. And, maybe he had like new ideas that he couldn't implement in The Walking Dead, but he could in a story that hasn't, been, speeding along.
Right.
So I'm excited to see if maybe he's got some, this is like his Walking Dead 2.0 or whatever, his survival story 2.0.
I think another thing that bothered me a little bit about it was that in early issues of The Walking Dead, like in the letter column, like he often joked that, like, when I edit, like, it's gonna be aliens.
Right.
And so that kind of, like was just like hanging out in my brain as I was reading this. I was like, oh, this is like his alien idea,
What if he somehow ties them together and this is a prequel and the aliens spawn zombies at the end of this story?
You're just trying to sell your copy of Oblivion Song #1 for $1,000 since you missed out on The Walking Dead.
That's true. I didn't buy a copy. I didn't buy a copy of Oblivion Song.
Well, hey, apparently Mavericks has more.
Yeah, we still have some. Yeah,
there you go.
Or at least we did yesterday. I didn't work today, but yeah. And what do you think of this this artist though? Other than it being kind of muddy at times, what do you think of the actual art?
What I could see was okay. When I did look it up online and like actually get to see some of what he was doing, I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
It's crisp, but it's pretty cartoony.
Yeah.
Like his monsters are fucking great.
Yeah, they are.
Like he does a really great job, like drawing the other dimension and
fleshing it out, a world.
Yeah.
Can you say his name again?
Lorenzo De Felici.
I love it. Yeah, he's really good. It kind of sometimes reminds me of Michael Avon Oeming a little bit.
I can get that a little bit.
Like especially I think her name is Bridget. It's Duncan's wife or girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
Like some of the scenes with her in it just kind of totally reminded me of Avon Oeming.
I can see that. Yeah, for sure. I think it's a little more realistic than Avon Oeming for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the storytelling's really good when it's not muddied up by the paper. Which again is sad because I do really like the paper.
Right.
Like I wanted to lay that down flat. I wish more comics were printed on this type of paper.
But you'd have to specifically design the color. Yeah.
The coloring.
The brightness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it looks great on the copies out there in the newsstand.
I'm sure. But I don't like glossy paper. I think this is.
I know. I prefer matte paper too.
Yeah. I think again it was maybe just a matter of the coloring and the paper, but like occasionally, like I would get confused as to which character was, like especially if they were male. Like he tends to draw similar features in the males. Like occasionally, like I couldn't tell if it was like Nathan or Duncan that was talking.
Yeah, exactly. There was a scene too where Nathan is being sort of interviewed by some government higher ups, and he just is suddenly like in like a nice military dress or whatever,
right.
And like you don't see him like putting those clothes on, and he's usually wearing like more like just like even when he's in the other dimension rescuing him, he just kind of has like a t-shirt and cargo pants and stuff.
Right.
So whenever you see him in the military dress, I didn't know that was him there for a second, and I was kind of confused, but that quickly went away because it is really good storytelling though.
It is, yeah. I did have some other issues with the writing, at least, where especially like towards the end when Nathan makes that big jump to try to find the colony of people, where I don't know how much time had passed.
Oh, okay.
Because like the people at the beginning that he rescues, like I believe that he talks to the woman again, like just before he goes over one more time.
Oh, the woman he interviewed at the...
Yeah.
I think that was... At first I thought it was the same woman, but I don't think it is.
I think it is.
I don't think it is.
I believe...
Because he says something about it's been years.
Yeah,
since she's
exactly.
I think it's a different person.
But they have the same name.
Do they?
Yeah. because the woman that he rescues in the beginning, I believe, is named Patricia. I want to confirm this to make sure that I'm not entirely crazy.
It's possible.
Yeah, so he rescues this couple, Thomas and Patricia Crenshaw.
Okay.
And then so he's
and then 2 issues later.
Yeah, so he's the couple that he walks through the museum and everything like that, and then a couple issues later he winds up meeting someone at an outdoor cafe.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because he kind of wanted to ask if at some point she didn't regret coming back,
Right.
If this world was if she was dealing with it okay, and she says even the worst day here is better than any day over there.
I'm trying to find that. I lost it. There we are. But yeah, the woman, whoever she is, if she has a massive PTSD and
right,
she's still trying to adjust to life, and he does mention that it's been years. Yeah, and he asks her, about is it harder to be here now? But her name is Patricia.
Huh. Okay.
So
so obviously there's been some time elapsed.
Yeah, but the progression of the story just feels like days.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, no, that can't be her.
Right, but it mentions years.
Huh.
And, I just
if they are 2 different characters, then that is a big clunky mistake to have them have the same name.
Right. That's a Stanley style mistake.
Whoa. Sir, how dare you?
Scott Summers had 3 different names in the first 3 issues of X-Men.
So did Peter Parker did in the first issue of Spider-Man alone. He had 2 different names.
Yep.
Peter Palmer and Peter Parker. But okay, so maybe years does.
I guess.
But it doesn't feel like it.
No, it does not.
That's kind of weird.
Everything feels like it's in a rapid succession.
Yeah, right. So that is weird. So that might be one thing that is in the single issues. I would assume not, but there is no blurbs that say to be continued or or to signify when one chapter ends or not. Maybe they're gonna add some more stuff to say years past or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Maybe between issues 2 and 3, years past or something. But
it's possible.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I did want to mention too, we didn't talk about, is the name of the book is Oblivion Song.
Right.
And what that is in reference to is apparently there's really odd cacophony of sound over there in the other dimension, and some people find it kind of mesmerizing. Some people say it's beautiful.
Right.
It's just the strange quiet that you don't hear the machines and the everyday life of man, but you also hear these odd elements of nature and inhabitants that you don't hear on this planet.
Right.
And I was like, man, I would love to hear that.
Yeah.
I would love to hear this crazy sound.
I would too. I'm sure when the inevitable TV show comes out.
Oh yeah, we probably will.
So before this book came out, and I'm gonna be honest, I probably wouldn't have read this.
Yeah.
If you guys hadn't gotten this free copy, and then forced me to pick it for the show, because that's what you did.
It kind of.
But yeah, I probably wasn't going to read this book, just because I feel like since The Walking Dead, everything that he's done has been just pitches for TV shows now.
Right.
Because Outcast came out, and I think there's a Thief of Thieves.
Oh yeah, I forget that was him.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't write it though.
He just created the concept.
Yeah. And I don't think it's published anymore either. I'm not sure.
I think it is.
Better than me?
Well, I think we stopped ordering it because we were selling either 0 or 1. It was toggling between 0 and 1 copies every month, so
Right.
I think we just stopped ordering it.
But yeah, I think that went into development for a TV show, and so I just have this feeling now, every time he makes a new book, it's TV money,
Right. Yeah.
And maybe he's not thinking that way, but I just get that vibe,
Right.
and so I would have avoided this book entirely just because it's just another thing he wants to do to make more money.
I thought that's what comics were. It was like pitches to TV
shows. Well, they are now.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to be the next Walking Dead.
Right.
Yeah. And, like, I didn't read Outcast for that reason, but I did wind up watching the first season of it, which I didn't particularly enjoy.
I've never seen it or even heard anyone talk about it as a TV show.
There's a couple good actors in it, but, like, just thought the show itself was just kind of,
Right.
Just the characters, like, no matter how good the actors were, the characters just weren't that intriguing or interesting. And so, like, I think I watched, like, 2 episodes of the second season and just kind of forgot that it was a thing. Yeah.
But it got canceled, Evans?
I mean, I don't know if it got renewed for a 3rd season, but, like, the 2nd season is, like, just ended a couple months ago. Okay. So, who knows? But Walking Dead is still going strong, and I stopped watching that after, like, the 3rd season.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, and that's, I think, on, like, season 9, and plus a spin-off that I've never seen. And, so somewhere at some point, like, my brain just stopped appreciating Robert Kirkman as a decent writer, but
he is.
He really is. I mean, Invincible, like, is great. Like, you know, it's actually, like, I just started getting back into Invincible now that it's over. You know, but, like, I've been getting those Ultimate collections.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I just pre-ordered the final one that's coming out. I still have some gaps to fill, like, in there.
That's a great book.
Yeah, I always loved Invincible, and
I haven't kept up with it, but what I have read is great.
Yeah. And, you know, I really did enjoy Walking Dead for, like, the first 100 issues or so. I think part of it is the fandom, like, turns me off on it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like, you can only go to, like, so many horror conventions and see 90,000 Daryls walking around just before you get sick.
Yeah, it just kind of, yeah.
Like, I remember specifically being at a horror convention and, like, a guy was dressed as Negan, like, before Negan was ever on the TV show.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, he was carrying around the bats, and, like, I yelled at him. I was like, "Hey, Lucille!" And he was like, "Oh, so good to find someone who knows the comics." But no, this book definitely proves to me, at least, you know, that, you know, Robert Kirkman is a viable writer.
Yeah, and he still got good concepts.
Yeah. So this collects the first 4 issues. The 6 are completely solicited with the trade coming out on the back of this book even. So who's going to replace Lorenzo De Felici after issue 6?
I'll keep reading as long as it's not Charlie Adler. Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope this guy can keep a monthly schedule. Because didn't that happen with Invincible as well?
Yeah, Corey Walker did the first couple issues, and then Ryan Otley took over for the remainder of the series.
But Ryan Otley is pretty darn good.
Ryan Otley is amazing. Yeah. Yes. It's so weird that he's drawing Amazing Spider-Man now.
Yeah.
So weird, but you know, all right. I'm sure that was probably like a lifelong dream for him.
Right.
You know?
I think it's weird, just as weird that Chip Zdarsky is writing Spectacular Spider-Man. So.
That's also super weird as well. Yeah. But hey, more power to him.
Yeah, I'm sure that's some good money.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
That's like almost podcast money.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, for you.
Oh yeah.
Fucking parking spot. But yeah, like I started thinking, because Corey Walker left. He didn't really leave. Like, he still stuck around and did character designs,
right?
And still maintained some sort of identity within Invincible. But Tony Moore left after 6 issues of Walking Dead, and apparently some animosity between the two.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah,
that usually happens when people part ways, and then all of a sudden one of them
super successful.
Yeah, money starts rolling in.
Yeah. That said, I have my own issues with Tony Moore. That I won't get into.
Sure.
But
yeah, I hope Dave Felici sticks around, because the art's really good.
No, yeah, we're just being dumbasses because, that's what we do. It's what we do best.
It's true.
Just being idiots.
It's true.
Idiots with no filter.
No editors either.
Nope. But no, yeah, so I guess, the purpose of us reviewing this book is to tell people whether they should buy the rest of it. And
I think you should.
I think you should too.
Yeah, it's really good.
I think I will definitely get the first trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll sell it to you for $81.
I'm going to get the actual trade.
Oh, okay.
Printed on glossy paper with bright colors.
Probably. Yes. And it'll probably be like $10 with a 25% off.
Right, yeah. Or whatever my actual comic shop.
You son of a...
Or Amazon.
Oh, even worse.
Can't help it, man. Just can't. I do my best to spread a little money to Mavericks when I can.
Sure, yeah.
But,
No, you do.
for the bulk of what I get, I gotta go with the cheapest option.
Sure,
Yeah.
which is our corporate overlords.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, I want to get in good graces with the people who will be ruling our lives. So,
Right? That's true. They're going to not like me. Yeah. I will be jettisoned out into the trenches of some sort of war planet.
Yep. If only I were still in my 20s and felt even slightly remotely punk rock. But I am not, and I do not.
Well,
Yeah, Oblivion Song. I really recommend it.
you can literally get on board at the ground level because the first issue, as we speak, is the only issue out.
Yep.
And it's not surprisingly sold out right now.
Right.
So you can go buy it, and we highly recommend it.
Yeah, and I'm sure even if it is, I'm sure a second printing is probably going to come down the line.
Mm-hmm.
And even then,
Oh, we even have the print schedule right here.
yeah, so Oblivion Song #1 came out on March 7th. Oblivion Song #2 comes out on April 11th.
When's the trade come out?
The trade, collecting the first 6 issues, the direct market publication date is September 12th, never forget. And the book market publication date is September 18th.
Oh, that's weird.
I think, yeah, it's like, so the comic stores will get it on the 12th. And
That's
then,
awesome.
Bookstores get it on the 18th.
I respect that.
Yeah. That's usually what happens when I pre-order stuff through Amazon.com.
Hey, you get them a week late.
Yeah.
You shamelessly gave that. Most people didn't even know that web address, and you just gave it out.
I know.
They would never have been able to find that company if you hadn't said that.
I have whored myself out. But yeah, no. Okay. Just there's a little short blurb about Lorenzo De Felici.
Oh yeah, tell some of the other stuff he's drawn.
Let's see. His balanced work as an artist on the series Infinity 8 for Rue de Sèvres, written by Dave Maurier and Louis Trondheim. He did a sketchbook for Comics Burrow, which he published. And he also drew and colored a short story for Dylan Dog,
That's cool.
written by Giovanni Massi.
Sweet.
I do like a Dylan Dog.
I know you do.
Yeah.
That was if you guys don't know who that is, it's when Snoop Dogg does Bob Dylan songs,
Yeah.
and he calls himself Dylan Dog.
Yep.
It's pretty good. It's pretty great
exactly
stuff.
what it is. Yep. The Shizzle.
Oh, everyone must get stoned. What a great album by Dylan Dog.
So yeah, Oblivion Song. Get it.
Pretty great.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Take a break.
Yeah.
Hey.
I flew beyond the sun before it was time, burning all the gold that held me inside my shell, waiting for you to pull me back in. I almost set the world in my
Hey, welcome back to Gutter Trash.
Hi! What's up? Not much. Yeah. So, there was something that I did want to mention about the book that I totally forgot in the previous segment.
Oh, okay.
Because I did, sort of start out comparing it a little bit to Animosity, our previous book.
Oh, yeah.
Which, usually, since we've switched to just doing the comics, we do usually take a full week or so, like between episodes where we read the next book.
Oh, yeah.
But both of us read this incredibly quickly, and we are reading this pretty much exactly, or talking about this, pretty much exactly 1 week from when we last recorded.
Right, yeah.
So Animosity is still relatively fresh on my mind.
Right.
And about, how much of a failure it was at what it was doing. And so here with Oblivion Song, our advanced copy here only has the first 4 issues, which is exactly what Animosity presented to us.
Mm-hmm.
And so the storyline, as we know it, whatever will be in the first trade, is still not even completely here. And yet I still feel like we got way more of a full story.
Oh, yeah.
And what we know to be an incomplete story than an Animosity.
Yeah, right.
Which was presented as a full trade.
That is true.
Yeah.
That book was just all around disappointing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just, like it was able to introduce characters that we cared about. It was able to introduce all the crazy concepts and just throw us into it. Obviously, apparently, there was some time jumping, which was jarring, but not jarring to the point where,
right,
like in Animosity, where it just sort of hurt the book.
Right.
Like just everything is so much more on point with Oblivion Song.
Oh, for sure.
So definitely read this, not Animosity.
Well, it's funny because last night when I was reading this, my wife was sitting next to me on the couch reading Animosity, and we both basically sat there and read these trades start to finish, and then put them away, and then said, "So how was your book?" And she liked it more than anyone I've ever actually met who's liked that book.
Okay.
Which is she thought it was all right.
Okay.
And she enjoyed parts. She said some of it she thought was really funny and things like that, but she had no problems with it really, but she didn't love it either.
Right.
But that's the best review I've heard of that book.
Well, that's weird because you brought that book to the show saying that a lot of people were saying how good it was.
Well, no one I've ever met though.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, it's like getting praise and it's in 4 printings and
See, I thought
people are saying it's good.
I thought you picked it on a personal
Oh
recommendation.
no one. I don't trust humans when they recommend things to me.
That's weird. Because I was talking about Animosity to our pal Matt Brassfield,
mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Well, what's that book about?" And I kind of told him the basic concept. He's like, "Oh, I think Jeremy really likes that book."
Jeremy's never read it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because we were talking about it yesterday, and he said no, he really wants to read it to see why we disliked it so much.
Okay, that's weird. Because Brassfield was like, "I've heard about that. I'm pretty sure Jeremy read it and said he really liked it."
No, he said he'd heard good things about it.
Okay, so Matt Brassfield's a liar.
No, he just probably misconstrued because he even said Jeremy was he said something. He actually brought up Animosity because we got a reorder of that Garth Ennis dog talking book.
Oh, Red Rover.
We got a reorder of that in, and he's like, oh yeah, that looks really good. He's like that and Animosity I've heard such good things about, and I was like, oh man, Animosity's terrible. Don't waste your time. I was like, read this Garth Ennis one probably, and he's like, really? I've heard so much good things about it, Animosity, and I was like, I thought it was one of the worst books I've ever read, and he's like, no, I'm really curious to read it to see why you disliked it so much.
I actually have Red River Charlie sitting in my file.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Cool.
I think I'm the guy that grabbed it.
Oh okay,
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it looks all right.
Eventually, I'll afford to buy it.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh man, there was
maybe pick it for the show.
I would read it
once we've had some time away from talking animals.
We can wash our mouths out of that experience. Yeah, I think you mentioned something about the fast turnaround. I think this is the fastest I've ever read a book, because you actually gave this to me last night.
Yep.
And then I read it last night.
Yeah.
And then we're like 24 hours later, we're recording the podcast, which I think that's the fastest turnaround I've ever.
Yeah, like you stopped by over on my house at like 5:15, and then at like 8:20 you sent me a text like, "Hey, I finished reading the book."
Yeah.
And then, like, honestly, I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Did you even learn any of this?" I will always hold that over you.
No, I was just like had nothing going on really.
Yeah.
So, cause usually, my wife and I go to meditation, and she was sick last night and she just wanted to like chill and read. And I was like, well, I'll chill and read. And, hey, I've got this book.
Right.
So yeah, so I read it.
Yeah, that's cool. I will say, once I was able to just like sit down and read, like it was a quick read.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just had to break it up.
Yeah. It's like interesting enough that you want to like keep finding out what's happening.
There.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good book. So, you want to take a break?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. We've done this part already. Yeah. Anything else exciting going on?
Not really.
Yeah. Yeah. The comic convention coming up.
That's exactly what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Is that there's something exciting coming up.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened yet.
No.
And by the time we get a chance to record again, we'll probably have forgotten all about what happened this weekend.
Yeah.
So let's just make shit up about it.
Yeah. Oh man. It was really weird when, Stan Lee showed up and gave his final appearance before, he died later that night.
Yep. It was super weird.
Yeah.
I mean, probably didn't help that he was not wearing pants.
No, but people will remember that, and those YouTube videos are hilarious.
That is true. Yeah, yeah. I mean, a little sad that he did die in the hotel afterwards.
Sure.
Of autoerotic asphyxiation.
Right.
But,
but at least, I mean, when he signed that, Amazing Fantasy 15 with his penis, that was kick ass, Stan.
Yep. And now, Dayton is on the map.
That's right, finally.
Yep.
And for something worthwhile. The penis signing, not the death.
No, yeah. But no, yeah, Gem City Comic Con is happening.
Mm-hmm. This coming weekend here.
Yep. And both of us will be there in some capacity.
Yeah.
I'll be there both days. You'll be there one day for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's the annual show here in town. That's the biggest show in town. So
yeah,
it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, we got some good guests coming in.
Yeah.
Kevin Nolan's
in our town.
I know, it's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
It's super awesome.
He's in my top 10. I love that guy.
Absolutely, I agree with you. So the last time he was at a convention nearby here, he did sketches at the show for like $40.
Yeah.
Which is, to me, ridiculously cheap for someone
of his level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sort of have spent like the last 2 years kicking myself in the ass for not ponying up for a sketch, then. So there is a part of me that really wants to get one this year. But also I don't know if because I'm sort of there as a guest. I'm not officially there, but I've glommed on to other people to share their table.
You're at Kevin Nolan's table?
I am at Kevin Nolan's table. Yeah. It's weird how that worked out. So even then, so now it's even more gauche. Do I just, as we're setting up, do I, hey, would you do a sketch for me? Can I be, first on your list?
Right. I mean, I am at the table.
Right.
That'd be awesome.
But no, yeah, I would love to get a sketch from him.
Yeah.
But, I don't know if, me having the position of being there, as people are setting up, would I be able to just, sneak into the front of the line and be like, hey,
oh yeah, can
I get on your list?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, maybe not if he's still going through boxes and finding pins and stuff, but if he's just chilling, yeah, why not?
Right. Because They have a VIP thing there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Most conventions do, I guess.
Yeah, it's like an hour early,
Right.
early bird arrival thing.
Yeah. So if I can like get there at like 8:45 maybe,
Right.
see where he's at.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. 'Cause yeah, I would love to have like a Blue Beetle head sketch like from him would be amazing.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. I've never really gotten a sketch from a pro before.
Really?
So, yeah. Because it's usually way more expensive than I can afford.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if he's raised his prices, because was that a year ago or 2 years ago?
About 2 years ago.
Yeah. I say, I don't think I went last year, but
Yeah, neither did I.
yeah, he's pretty good.
He is.
Maybe he'll start Oblivion Song on number 7.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
No offense to Felicia, but
Yeah. So who else is going to be there?
Mike
Kitson?
Mike Grell.
Mike Grell? That must have completely passed me by.
You've lost over it. Are you gonna get him to sign your Warlord Underoos?
I might.
Yeah.
I might actually.
I would take them off this time though, because
I don't know.
Like, don't wear them to the convention and then take them off. I'm just saying, take them off before you leave the house. Maybe even wash them, and then have him sign them.
This all sounds so much more complicated than I was planning.
And less sexy.
And less sexy. And, I've got to know a lot of shit that I need to prepare before Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
And this is just another thing.
Sure.
Yeah, fuck you. No, I'm just sticking with my original plan.
You're not gonna scrub those, shit smears out of there.
Nope. And I'm going to leave him on while he signs them.
You're gonna have one of those windows cut out, like, so he signs it right on your balls. I love it when people do that with the little windows. Like, can you see my underoos? She's like, well, that's weird. Oh my god. P. Craig Russell's there too.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I've already gotten an autograph from that guy.
Have you?
So,
I've never met him.
yeah. I believe he's somewhat regional.
Yeah, I think so. I think somewhere in, like, Ohio, not near here.
Yeah, but state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Barry Kitson will be there. Chris Pacello was going to be at the show, which I was really excited about.
Mm-hmm.
But he unfortunately had to cancel his appearance, because his wife passed away, sadly.
Oh, she did pass away?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I knew she was sick, but wow.
Yeah, I guess at the end of February, she passed away from very aggressive cancer.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he's okay too.
Yeah,
their family.
I know he started like some sort of a charity fund like in her name, so that's cool that he was able to do that.
Right. Wow.
I'm sure I'm sure it can't be easy.
Right. Maybe he'll be back and we'll get to see him
I would
eventually.
still really love to meet him someday and get him to sign some stuff.
When life calms down.
Yeah, I've been a supporter of his for a very long time, if maybe not a fan of his.
Yeah. Yeah, his style's changed a lot over the years.
Yeah.
He's tried some experimental things, and some of it better than others. And
he's. I think he definitely has one of the more unique styles in comics art.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not one of the best storytellers in comics.
Yeah. But his art's great though.
Yeah. And then I think Kyle Hotz is going to be there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
He's just there every year.
He's great. Yeah. Well, he is our local guy.
He is.
Our local professional.
Yeah. I'm sure that dude from Archie that is at every show is going to be there.
Sure. Boldman, is that him?
Yeah, Craig Boldman.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is Mark Waid going to be there this year?
Nope. I don't believe so. Sparkle Comics will be there.
Sparkle Comics will be there, but no one gives a fuck about that.
What? We do. I'm excited. I think we were there last year, but not the year before. Yeah, we were there last year.
Yep.
So, now we've got about a dozen comics that we can put out for sale. So that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to all those number 1 issues.
Yeah.
To never be followed up again.
Oh, we get a number 2 up.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do.
And we got more number 2s on the way.
Yeah.
I'm working on one right now.
Yeah, you are. But you won't be at the Sparkle table. You'll just be in your official Mavericks capacity.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's some things are more important than selling my own artwork, which is like selling
Pokemon
plushes.
My pal Bruce Hughes will be there. I'll be sharing the table with him. He's got a new comic out, the 3rd issue of his sci-fi book Finite. And I'm gonna take 1,000% credit for it because I drew the back cover.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So buy it for the back cover and maybe read the rest of the
Yeah,
book.
I mean, if you're like, if you're bored or whatever.
Right, yeah. But I'll be there to sign that back cover for you. I left a lot of white space in it, so my signature.
There you go. It's
big
gonna look,
and bold.
It's gonna look awesome.
Yep. I'm hoping it'll be a good time. Obviously, hope I'll be able to sell 1 or 2 things while I'm there.
Mhm.
But, I'm not gonna lie. I'm also really looking forward to spending some money while I'm there for hopefully things that I'm looking for.
Oh yeah, you're gonna
rather than just things that I find that I suddenly decide that I need.
You're like, I didn't know there was a life-size Tweaky model. I need that.
It's kind of how it goes. Dude, so I don't necessarily think I have insomnia, but I do wake up pretty easily in the middle of the night and sometimes find I have difficulty getting back to sleep easily.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened this morning at around 2:45, 3 o'clock. And I got up and I peed and, went back to bed and I was just kind of sitting there and I knew my paycheck had come in. So I got out my phone to make sure that I did indeed get paid. And it was oh my God, my phone here already. I'm just going to go ahead and go to eBay and look to see what I can find in the way of RoboCop action figures.
Well, yeah, as one does. Did you find one?
Oh, there's a lot of cool ones out there.
Yeah.
They're all $500 for them, though.
For new ones or?
Like pre-owned ones.
I remember I had one that had when I was a kid and
Right.
there's this lever on his back that would pop caps.
The caps.
Yeah.
I remember that
I
one.
liked that one.
No, these are the sideshow.
Oh yeah, those are
figures
expensive.
Or the Hot Toys version.
Yeah, those things are ridiculous.
But they had and also the NECA,
Yeah,
whatever.
NECA, I think.
Yeah. A couple variations of those, they had 2 different versions of RoboCop versus Terminator.
Oh
RoboCop.
yeah. Oh yeah.
They have classic movie one, they have reboot movie one, and they did have a lot of the old Kenner ones, some of them glow in the dark, but none of the ones that I really thought that looks like an awesome and affordable RoboCop.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually the nice ones are pretty insanely priced,
Yeah.
80 or more,
Yep.
which is crazy.
Yeah. So, that's a thing that I sometimes do at 3 a.m.
But you didn't buy any.
No, I did
Okay.
not, no.
Okay, good for you. Good for you. Because sometimes you'll buy something in the middle of the night when your brain is in that state of I'm not quite sure if this is a dream or not, and then you wake up and you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I've done that once or twice.
But no, hopefully I can. I'm definitely looking for some Captain Victories while I'm there.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully I can find some of those, and maybe if I can find some cheap stuff, trades, hardbacks, whatever. Kirby stuff specifically, but other stuff I'm open to.
That's cool.
As long as I don't go too nuts.
It's cool.
Yeah. And also hopefully if I sell some stuff, then that would ease the the burden of spending money.
Right.
Yeah. So come on out to the Gem City Comic-Con 3 weeks ago and spend some money
Right.
at me.
Hopefully they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun. My least favorite part is the loading in, because it's kind of like a clusterfuck, and it's like carrying a lot of heavy stuff in a like really brisk time frame, so you don't like lose your spot. So I don't really like the loading in part, but everything else about the show I enjoy.
Yeah. What about the tearing down?
Yeah, that's more leisurely.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't mind that as much.
Yeah, I know, Bruce and I will be there first thing Saturday morning, loading our stuff. Bruce has a nice little trolley cart that he hauls his stuff around, and I don't. I just have a giant fucking Tupperware bin that I carry that is not easy to handle.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Should put like a strap on it, like your guitar strap. Or something.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that, like a bungee cord or something, just wrap it around me.
Sure.
Yeah, haul it on my back like some sort of weird like hobbit hobo thing.
Should get a papoose. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're gonna, I mean, maybe that's good preparation for the years to come when you like live under a bridge and all of your items that you own are strapped to your person.
Yeah. I think, maybe I should do what I would do in that situation and steal a shopping cart.
You should. You should. See.
I don't know. I don't know. If I knew anybody, I would see if I can borrow like a dolly or something, but I don't know anybody.
Well, we've got a dolly, but we'll be using it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll figure it out. Maybe Bruce will have room to let me put my powder blue Tupperware bin on his stuff.
Well, I hope it's successful for all of us.
I hope so as well. Yeah. And by that I mean everybody there.
Yeah.
Except for, unless it detracts from what I'm selling. Like last year. Let's just say that I have a real thing against hand-crocheted Pokemon toys.
Because it makes your stuff look less appealing.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I could buy that, that horrifying print with the F word on it.
Sure.
Or I could buy this adorable Squirtle doll. I'm going to go with Squirtle.
Yeah. Yeah, I at least hope also that, maybe, like, I'm sat next to something that's, like, more age-appropriate to the kind of stuff that I have.
Right? Oh, yeah, that's something. That's a consideration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, like, the year that I did the Jim and Dan show, like, the fact that maybe I'm selling stuff that has, like, profanity on it, and horrifying, like, monsters, maybe, in a large area where children are abound.
Right.
Probably not the best idea.
Well,
But I gotta be me.
Right?
Yeah. This is how I express myself artistically.
And maybe, do some
That
more
was
horror
the most
shows.
pretentious thing that I've ever said.
Well, it's true, though. I mean, if that's what you want to get out there, maybe do some more horror shows and things like that, too.
Yeah.
Some hipster events where it's all, drunken 30-year-olds.
I don't know where those are or can afford to get in there. Because the only reason I'm doing this is because my friend said, hey, I need somebody to sit at my table with me.
Right. Well, I wish you best of luck.
Yep.
Should be good.
Yeah. You got anything else going on?
No, nothing really. No. I'm just looking forward to the show.
Yeah, as am I.
So, yeah. Well, I do have a comic in mind for us to pick, and
Alrighty.
hopefully we won't read it in 24 hours this time.
Sure.
But
I mean, I've got nothing else to do tomorrow, so we could record another episode.
Right. We'll just start doing them once a week now.
Sure.
Just backlogging them like Prince albums.
Sure.
Yeah. What do you think about reading a book which you may own? I know I own. It's called Royal City.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, you don't, so you might not own that. Well, what do you think?
Tell me what it is.
Okay, tell you what it is. Okay, it's a book written and drawn by Jeff Lemire.
Okay.
Lemire.
All right, I'm in.
Okay, cool.
That's all you gotta say to me.
Sweet.
Jeff Lemire.
All right.
That's how I pronounce his name. I don't know how it's
Yeah, who knows? I met him once, but I didn't think to ask him.
Same.
Yeah.
Didn't think it'd be an issue.
Yeah.
Also, we've reviewed a number of his books.
At least 2. Yeah.
Sweet Tooth for sure.
Yeah. Trillium and Underwater Welder.
Yeah. Underwater Welder.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, that's a trifecta.
Yeah.
So why would we do it anymore? You
Yeah,
ask.
fuck that guy. Just go read Black Hammer.
I do.
Oh yeah, me too. Okay, Royal City. Yeah, don't know a thing about it.
Sweet.
It's weird that I don't.
That's weird, right?
Who publishes it?
Sparkle Comics. He's going to be at Gym City signing for us. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, it's weird enough that you guys are publishing Adventure Man by Matt Fraction and Terry Dotson, but a whole new Jeff Lemire book too.
That's right.
You'd think he'd promote this a little more.
Oh, actually, no. It is Image Comics. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But still, you got Adventure Man by Matt Fraction
well,
and
this is true,
Terry
yeah.
Dotson. That's
Wow.
great.
Yeah. They used assumed names.
Yeah, they're under Jeremy Hoyt and Jeff Potter.
That's what they do.
But we know.
Yeah.
We know. Royal City. Okay.
Royal City, yeah.
Is it a trade?
I
Issues?
have the first 5 issues, which is what's in the trade.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah. So read along if you would like,
Sure.
kids.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sometime soon.
Yep. Eventually. We'll get there.
Well, yeah. But until then, go read Oblivion Song as well.
Well, that as well. Or put it on your pull lists.
Yeah. Yeah. It's worth it.
It's coming out.
And it's worth it. It really is.
Yep. And, who knows? It could be the next Walking Dead.
It could
You could have a fortune on your hands.
Right? I could make like $50 off this.
Right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Why? Ooh. I couldn't even imagine selling a comic for that much money.
I know. That's why you leap at it when you get that chance. Like I did to Walking Dead in 2005 or whatever year it was, 2004.
$50, huh?
$50.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's crazy amounts.
Yeah, it's
crazy
a lot
amounts of money.
For a $3 comic. That's great.
Yep.
All
right. Goodbye.
See you guys later.
Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.